All right, folks, we are live here for the top 8 at the KP Tournament's Hammer Handicap Singles Open, Cincinnati, Ohio, Madison Bowl. In the booth with me, of course, we have Scott Schorsch, and we got a special treat. We're going to have some different folks sitting in. You see yourself now.
Yeah, see.
We've got Jeremy Ciccone sitting in for a little while. We're going to have different folks here for the last 3 rounds and talk a little bit about some of Collier's events and what he does for the year. Well, this is his last event of the year, right?
Yes, before the Invitational, yeah.
Invitational is the 17th
of December, yeah, at Louisville.
And so, do you know how many he has? I've got his majors for next year already. I want to say there's about a dozen that he does a year.
Yeah.
8 to 12 a year.
Yeah, I think he's planning on doing like 9 next year.
Yeah, I think that's what he sent me.
Yeah, usually does 3 in Tennessee and then the rest around this area.
And then him and I do a couple of them together.
Yeah.
And those are considered his majors. And he does a point system throughout the whole year. And we've got Jeremy, who is right now, you're leading in points going into this tournament, I believe.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice. Will you bowl a lot of them?
Yeah, I think I've only missed, I missed 2 in Tennessee. So, but other than that, I've bowled every other event that he's had so far up here.
Awesome.
Fortunately, was able to win 3 of them.
Got knocked out a little early in this one.
Yeah, had probably what I felt like the best shot I threw for the day, and I blasted a 8-pin.
Over there on lane 10. We saw it.
Yeah,
we heard it.
Yep, that gave Josh a chance. All he needed to do was throw the first one to pretty much lock me out. So.
Yeah, there were quite a few solid 8s, solid 9s.
That's what I told him after he left that. Right before he left the 8-pin, somebody left one over here on lane 6, and then we looked over and saw his on lane 10. It's almost right at the same time.
Yeah, didn't help. I also started that game out with a pocket 7-9 too. So.
Yeah,
I think I saw that too.
Yeah, the carry's always been a little difficult here at times at Madison. You can get to the pocket. It's just a matter of knocking all 10 pins down.
Yes. So we also have lane 10 also has like the head pins a little off center for the righties. So of course I bowled a lefty, and it was still strikeable. It doesn't affect. I think Danny shot 290 on that pair this morning for the first game. So it was definitely a pair you could strike, but you didn't have much miss room with it.
Yeah.
Well, Danny's always been a little off, so that head pin being off spot could have helped him a little bit. So what did you see out there today, Jeremy?
I saw it was very playable. Pretty wide open to different type of shots, but you typically wanted to be probably a little deeper and try to do like more of a fade. I think some had success with power up the boards if they had it, but it pretty much hooked, and it played weird pair to pair too. I know I gave Jalen a heads up about 9 and 10, and then he yelled at me later because I didn't give him a heads up about 7 and 8 or 5 and 6 is what pair we started on. I was like,
"Y'all gotta talk."
Yeah, I was like, "That's the best pair I bowled on so far." I was like, then he said they were hooking. I was like, "Well, I guess it's probably based on how we bowled on it at this tour. We started on it, so we didn't see that transition."
Well, your game is a lot of hand and a lot of forward roll and speed. Where some of these other guys are, they're a little more around the side of the ball and hook it more than you do. But as far as revolutions and whatnot, you're right there with all of them. It's just a different type of roll.
Yeah, especially for Jalen. He's about 20 boards left than wherever I start from.
Yeah, well, Jalen's just kind of a freak of nature, as we all know.
That he is. Pretty good, too.
Yeah.
Well, before we get too far along, folks, if you're just joining in, do us a favor, hit that share button. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, TMT Bowling Stream TV. If you're not, and hit that subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate it.
In the chat that says Jeremy, my man, and that's Jeremy Thomas. So I don't know if he's saying that to himself or if he's actually calling you out. Yeah. I'm going to guess he's saying hi to you.
Yeah, Jeremy's a good guy. I enjoy all of his events. I haven't really had any issues with any of them. He's doing a good job in Louisville, trying to get that place up and running with some events going.
Yeah, Jeremy and I talk quite often, and I know him and Collier do as well. And he's a hungry guy down there, and he's learning, and he's doing a very good job. And he's just trying to give him something to bowl. Yeah. And that's kind of where we all started. You know, we like to get folks out and give them something to bowl, and that's Collier's thing, and that's my thing, and we're trying to grow bowling in Cincinnati, and we've been fairly successful at it, getting competitive bowling back in Cincinnati, and there's still a few more things I got that him and I are going to do together and try to keep that momentum going, I guess is the right word.
Yeah.
Turnout today was fantastic, having 64 bowlers on a 10:30 in the morning on Sunday.
Yeah, Bengals help playing at 4:30 help a little bit, but
that does never hurt.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I was surprised. The last couple of events he's had a decent turnout, but I was like, it's been a while since anything's been held here, besides City, and I was curious what the turnout. I mean, the fact that he got to 64, which was almost basically the max he could have really fit.
It really is. I mean, there was 8 on a pair all the way across.
Without it getting crazy. Yeah, I was impressed. And there was a lot of good bowlers out there, too.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we weren't sure what kind of turnout we were having. He told me last night he had 57 on paper, so he was right there with a bucket full more of bowlers.
Yeah,
so.
He got to the point he was almost worried that he was going to have too many people for the event.
That's a good problem, though. You can always overcome that.
That's true. Not a bad problem to have.
No.
So as we said, we are here at the top 8. And just a quick rundown. We don't have everybody in camera view. But over on 1 and 2, we got David Ayers and Josh Halls. Actually, then on 5 and 6, what we're seeing here is Jerry Grove Jr., I believe, correct?
Yes.
And John Pickett, the 4th.
JP4.
JP4, a.k.a. And over here on 9 and 10, we have Josh Pickett and Brian James.
Mr. Madison Bowl.
Mr. Cincinnati at times. And then on 13 and 14, we have Travis H.
Travis Herthel.
Travis Herthel and Greg B. I don't have last names on the board. I think that's Greg Belden, I believe.
That would make sense.
Yep, Greg Belden. So that's a quick rundown of the top 8. These are single game high score elimination with handicap. High score with handicap elimination. And if I remember right, Tyler Widmeyer was our high qualifier, but Brian James was up there at the top as well. He's been in the top 5, I believe.
I believe Brian finished 10th. I think
10th?
he had a bad last game.
Okay.
But he was the qualified lead for 3, and then I think he had a bad pair.
Thank you, Andy. Yeah, Tyler shot like 970 something. I know it took 836 to make the cut.
Yeah, and then he lost to Josh Pickett, who's bowling against Brian right now on 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Brian does have a little bit of a lead. He's got 66 in the 4th with a double. Josh has 54 in the 4th.
Oh.
Spare and a open there on that split.
I know Jay's game over here is pretty close, but he's going to be, my opinion, he's going to be hard to beat on this. Likes to throw it hard, likes to keep it straight, and they're hooking.
Yeah, I would say probably the best 2 favorites are obviously Brian James, his home house. I mean, he's hard to beat here, especially if he starts to
start
striking. And then Jay is probably would be the second best because he has that. Him and Josh both have that down and in game, except Josh is more about power. Jay's got a little bit more smoother roll.
Amy, I think Rob Parker lost in the round of 32, I believe.
He was in a roll-off in the round of 32 and got beat in the roll-off.
Oh. So Josh goes open with split in the 6th and the 7th. That is not what you want to do against Brian James.
So we can't forget about David Ayers down on 1 and 2 either. He good, strong, forward rolling ball.
I believe he bowls a lot here also, I believe.
Yeah, I believe he bowls here on Tuesday night.
Who that is?
Ooh, top 5 in points. Go
Yeah.
ball.
You're going to sit in here and talk eventually.
Yeah, once Scone gets up. Talk for a couple minutes.
Jason Paul, you heard me say it, or you were typing it as I said it. There is definitely no sleeping on that guy.
Yep, he's bowling Josh Halls, who is a lefty who's been throwing it pretty good. I lost to him in my first match. He needed to throw the first one. He flushed it. And then he just beat R.J. Pollard in his last match. Forced R.J. to, I believe, double in the 10th, and R.J. pocket 710 to miss it.
Brian on a 4-bagger. Yeah, this is a great event. It's a great format. I mean, all match play once you get out of the qualifying. You don't really see a whole lot of that around. I think Collier's events probably one of the only ones that still does a lot of match play.
Yeah, he usually stays away from that King of Hill stuff. He usually just goes right into the matching.
Yeah, there's advantages and disadvantages of both. You could lose a match shooting 279 and been second high in the field. But, I mean, they both work good. There's no right or wrong way. It just happens to be. I mean, that's how we were doing the Christmas doubles in a couple weeks. It goes right to match play. We always make that tournament. And our seniors and ladies sweepers, we go right to match play just because we want to try to make those different from our normal Sunday sweeper.
Yeah, and the ladies, we mix it up because it is a top 4, top 5 step ladder then.
Yeah,
but
we have a step ladder in that
match play all the way through. So
yeah, it's nice having different formats for every event. You don't want everything gets kind of stale if you do the same thing every single time.
You gotta make sure they're a little different from time to time.
That's why the Fat Boy is one of my favorite events because of that format. With
That's
the two
a great
different patterns.
format. That's my favorite tournament. Yeah, that's an excellent format. That's been one of the best since we started doing these.
Yeah,
that is a great tournament.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to win it this year. I think that was the first year I've actually made it past the first round. I always make the cut, and then I always lose in my first match. So I was able to go through and get lined up in that one.
Well, speaking of getting through, if I remember correctly, you were the Bucky Open winner this year, correct?
Yep. I won, a couple weeks ago at Vivi in Strikers.
Down at Strikers, down in Vivi. Yeah.
That was a nice drive down there, huh?
That was.
Yeah.
That was the night of all the snow the night before.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember waking up and I was like, all right, I'll make that drive down there. And then I walk outside and it's already snowing. I was like, well, that made it a little bit more difficult than it was.
It's like there's no way he's going to still have this tournament.
Oh, boy.
But he did.
Scott.
If you're just tuning in, we are here live at Madison Bowl, Cincinnati, Ohio, for the top 8 of the KP Hammer Handicap Open. KP Tournament's Hammer Handicap Open. Todd McGill, Scott Shorsh here, along with Jeremy Ciccone, who is the current points leader in the KP Tournament's tour. And kind of getting close to the end of the year for the points. Got the Invitational in Louisville in a couple weeks. Is it the top 64?
Yeah, top 64, but he gets it, and then that will be the final, I think, point event for him. I think he plans on having voting coming up soon.
I think the voting starts tomorrow.
For the fan votes.
Oh, man, I didn't register.
Yeah, so he has that coming up, and then I think he'll probably crown it after like a week or two if he doesn't do it at the Invitational afterwards. But this is the
and
first
that's
year he's
what-
running it.
The way he does it, it's a great way to keep everybody involved and a great way to keep everybody engaged in what's happening.
Yep.
Kind of like when we do the votes on Sunday, it keeps everybody in tune. What's happening? What are we bowling on this week? So everybody's always questioning and thinking, and he does it by having a fan vote and having, point system throughout the year. And I mean, it works great, and it's a great idea.
You have to have an email address to vote.
I believe so.
I think so.
I think that's what he's doing it off of.
You could probably get on there and go to KP Tournaments, Scott.
Probably. I was going to drive.
KP Tournaments on Facebook. This is how to follow it.
I was going to drive by Spring Grove Cemetery on the way home and register.
Dennis wants to know when the next senior event. It's going to be January the 28th at LaRue Lanes. It's a Saturday. We threw a couple Saturday events in there at LaRue in January. We got a senior, a ladies, and a big scratch tournament. That's going to be kind of cool. They're throwing $1,000 at it, and if not more. They started at minimum of 1,000, and they're still trying to raise some more money.
Yeah, that one's in my back home, so that one's a little closer drive for me compared to most events.
And that'll be a little different format than the sweeper too. It's just going to be a fun one.
All right. We are wrapping up the round of 8. Looks like Brian James has advanced over Josh Pickett. David Ayers has advanced over Josh Halls. And JP4 has advanced over Jerry Grove Jr. And the final match, Greg Belden has beaten Travis. So
Jeremy?
they're going to move into the top 4. I'm going to reposition some cameras.
We're going to try to summon Jackson, come in here and talk a little bit. He was last year's Player of the Year. So, Jeremy, thank you very much for sitting in.
Yep, thanks for having me.
You're welcome anytime, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Jackson Styles.
What's up, what's up?
How are you, buddy?
Good, man. How's it going?
Going good. We're moving along pretty quickly right now.
Yeah.
Again, no practice, high speed, gets the pick.
Good showing today.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you go on and share our video. We are live on Facebook. Make sure you share the live stream. Go down to
Collier's talking. Everybody needs to stop.
we have money for victory.
Hey, Jeremy Thomas says hi.
What's up, Jeremy?
We're going to be down Jeremy Thomas's way here February and March. We got a couple things down in Louisville coming up. And
be
then
fun. Can't
that's what
wait.
Collier's
Yeah.
is invitational is down in Louisville. So we'll be around down there several times for the next couple months.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. So got you in the booth here, Jackson. You were last year's point player of the year. And you're currently top 5 in points. Tell us how it felt to be player of the year. You got your own little cartoon guy and everything.
Got my own little caricature. It's pretty cool.
Yeah?
It was cool, man. I mean, especially winning like with my best friends, like winning a doubles with Brady and stuff like that. It's always a really cool feeling. So it's always nice doing it with the people you like along the way. But yeah, man, it was a really cool year last year. Successful. Got some wins and got I don't think I have a win this year in this, but I think I had a second place to keep me in the top 5. But yeah, but it was a good year last year. Glad to keep it up this year and keep it going.
That's right. How did you, I was going to ask you how you saw him today. But we did see in the second game you were already in front of the ball return.
Yeah, they were flying.
Because you were here on 7 and 8. I remember mentioning to Scott, it's like, he's already in front of the ball return.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
You didn't have to. You could have stayed right and just threw it harder.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not good at that.
Stop.
Well, you're awfully good at a lot of the game, and you've come a long way in a I wouldn't say a short time, but
Well, yeah.
See, in the-
came from Alabama, right?
Alabama all the way here. That's a long
That
way.
is a long way.
Jeez, Scott. Always count on Scott.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mr. Obvious.
Yeah, being around this environment really just helped me get better. I mean, you had no choice to either sink or swim with these guys.
Well,
These
there's
guys
no
are-
question.
These guys are really good.
When you're shooting it up every day with the guys that you are, and then you come out and bowl tournaments with some of the other folks that are equally as good as groups as what your group is, maybe. Your group's pretty daggone good.
There's some pretty talented guys in this area, man.
They're all right.
And you have no choice but get better. I mean, there's a guy who bowled today. His name is Tim Troutman. He's a bowler at Gilmore. And I was talking to Scott about him earlier. The guy was 160 average last year. He's probably going to be to 180 by the time this year's done. He's progressing quite a bit, and he decided he was going to come out and bowl today. He didn't bowl great. He was consistent. But at the same time, he's learning, and he's going to learn a lot from his wife's watching. He's going to learn a lot from bowling with some of these guys, and he signed up for the Christmas doubles here in 2 weeks, and not just bowling in his Thursday league and Friday league. He's going to get out and start. He's going to learn a lot watching these guys.
Yeah, you can learn a lot outside league bowling.
Yes.
Especially the challenge patterns on the Sunday sweepers. That's what makes you better.
100%.
You know, you don't have all that miss room. You see on the house shot, you have to make good shots. You have to make your spares.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you go back to a house shot in your league and think, wow, I've got that much room?
Yeah, this is easy. Right, exactly.
I made that big of a mistake and still hit the pocket.
Right.
It's crazy. You can throw it anywhere.
That's what league bowling's for, though.
That's right. It's for fun, for enjoyment.
What?
Ice cold beverage.
That's a few of those. Not too many, of course.
You know, well, you got to be safe.
So here we are with the top 4 of the KPT Hammer Handicap Open. Here on 5 and 6, we have Greg Belden versus Brian James. And over here on 9 and 10, we have David Ayers and JP Ford.
Yep. Two guys I kind of highlighted. I mean, you got 3 guys right now. Brian James is just Mr. Madison and Mr. Everything when he gets going. And then you got these two over here who both have a good, hard forward roll and don't hook it a lot, and they're hooking. So that's going to help them get the ball through the heads and still get through the pins. This should turn out to be a pretty good match over here.
Yeah.
David and
The guys that can
JP4.
play a little straighter, keep it in front of him, definitely got a little bit of advantage this point in the day. Because they are curving.
Not sure if anybody's getting any pins out there. I'm sure they probably are, but they do not have them in the scoring.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, hey, we can look right on the sheet in front of us. Looks like Greg gets 31 a game.
Yep.
Yeah, over there against Brian. I believe the other one's all scratch.
I know
Looks
these
like-
two are
Yeah,
scratch.
yeah.
Yeah, they came from a nice little drive to get here. The whole group did. He brought 5, 6, 7 guys with him.
Nice strike there by JP4. So Jackson, what other tournaments you got coming up?
Let's see. We got you got the Baker doubles. I mean, it's kind of on the spot. I wasn't ready for that one. I don't know. I mean, to be honest,
You just make things up.
almost. I mean, that's what Collier does. But I guess we bowling. What is this? I think it was a trios in Louisville coming up.
Yep, Jeremy's got a trio
Yeah,
coming
I
up.
think me, Collier, and Jalen are going to bowl that.
Ooh.
That'll be fun. And then with the doubles is in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2. So we got that after that, and then just I guess I'm gonna try to find something to bowl for the new year.
Well, we're going to be, I think it's sold out, but we're going to be at Community live streaming Bucks tournament out there. Scott and I, Buck called me and wanted to know if we'd be interested in coming out there, and we didn't have any other plans. So
It's a good thing that's next year.
yeah, we don't have to do that till next year.
Right, because I'm pretty well booked for the rest of this year.
Oops.
Not what you want to do against Mr. James.
But plus 31. He's got 106 in the fourth. Brad's on spare strike. So I was talking to Jeremy. Everybody's got different ways of keeping everybody engaged within their tournaments, and you know, like we do our vote. And Collier does it by doing a point system throughout the year, because he has a start and an end. And having a player of the year, having a top 5 right now, who's the current top point leader, and he posts and shares all that and lets everybody know who's where. And very creative, and I mean, it's a great way to do it as well, because that keeps everyone engaged in. And also, if you're kind of in the hunt for points, it drives you to come bowl that next event.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, and got cool ways to get some points. I mean, the honor scores help as well. So I mean, if you get them along the way, and then you happen to get a winner that day or something, and get some bonus points almost seems like.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool way to keep it engaged, interact with everything, and so you just also keep up with the stats. He keeps up with the averages and stuff like that. So being able to see how many games you've bowled and average whatever it is on the patterns as well. So yeah, cool to keep up with everything for sure.
Oh yeah.
I understand there's a fan vote also.
There is.
I still have a vote. So
Do you?
what do you say, Jackson? Do you need a vote?
I do. I need all the votes.
You need all the votes?
Because yeah, I need all the votes, to say the least.
Maybe we can work something out.
Help me help you, Scott.
Help me help you.
Help me help you. No, we wouldn't do any stuffing of the ballot box or anything like that. That's close. Great shot by JP4. Brian a little high, leaving the 4-pin. Runs it over. Nice. Put a big, taking a big bite out of those pins.
Guy throws it pretty good for.
He does.
He does.
David Ayers over on the right, just maybe got one started a little early and leaving the 3-6-10.
Oh,
And
chop.
chopping off the 10.
not an easy spare. And we see Greg just a bit outside on his first shot here on lane 6.
Just a bit.
I will say one thing, there's still a good crowd here. Everybody watching.
Yeah.
They're nice and loud back there.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
What?
What?
Energetic.
That's a nice way to put it.
Greg runs
That's the
down the
politically
spare.
correct way to put it.
David gets a huge helicopter break on its 7-pin. See what JP4 can do here. He's on a double.
So we got a couple more guys we got to try to fit in here, Jackson. I don't want to run you off. You can always sit in the booth with us whenever you want. We got to
man.
work
You can
in
have my spot.
Jonathan and Rick.
Jonathan?
So we're gonna get Mr. Woods in here. Thanks, Jackson.
JP4 with a nice strike. Speaking of Mr. Woods, I saw Chris Woods watching over here.
Yeah. That's why I figured it was a perfect time. Where?
Oh, let me see where it is.
I don't know who he was talking to.
I don't know.
I've never been in the booth before, guys. I'm a little nervous.
Today's it. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is. Let's point right at him. Jonathan
thank
Woods.
you guys for
We
having me.
don't point.
I've never been in the booth before.
We give you.
Jonathan Woods.
I'm absolutely excited to be here. Appreciate it, guys. Man, Jay Pickett has had a great look all day.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we were looking at. I mean, unless you're Brian James, the guys that are throwing it a little straighter, see that lane's just fried.
Yeah,
Well,
it is.
Most of the guys that have played straight today have really had a great look, other than a few couples, but most of the guys that have played straight have had a great look all day.
And I figured that match over there would be really good with David Ayers and JP4. And David's made a couple mistakes over there on lane 10.
It's really nice to see David Ayers out here bowling this. I haven't seen David bowl a whole lot of events, but I know he's a capable bowler, and it's really nice.
He came and bowled a couple squads of the Fall Classic last weekend.
It's really nice to see him out bowling other events.
He ran over the 3.610 that time.
Yep, sure did. So, Jonathan, as I see it right now, you are top 5 in points for the KP Tour for this year.
It's a really good feeling to be top 5 because I didn't bowl a whole lot of events. After looking at that and realizing that I am top 5, I wish that I bowled a whole lot more events. But I'm definitely proud of the way everything went.
It should be. And I'm sure you'll be part of the Invitational down in Louisville on the 17th. I believe that's when it is.
I should be a part of that. On the 17th, I absolutely should be a part of that.
Yep. So that'll be kind of a cool thing. Maybe get a chance to take a look at Player of the Year.
Great shot on
Never
lane
know.
6.
Great shot by Greg.
You're following Jackson, who was last year's Player of the Year in the booth here.
Just so you know, I still have a vote for the Player of the Year.
Oh, wait.
Oh, you have a vote.
You're working
I do.
everybody here, Scoot.
Shh.
Well, let me kiss off to Scott real quick.
He was trying to get that through to Jackson. He didn't catch on right away.
JP4.
Jeremy's
5 in a row.
Jeremy's had an absolute great year. I mean, this is his year to be Player of the Year.
He's got two he's got 2 big wins this year, I believe.
Oh,
He's got one at Collier's, and he's one of them that wasn't for the points, but he won Fat Boy this year.
well, most of my points came from KP doubles with Jeremy. We won
There
it
you
together,
go.
and that's where most of my points came from.
Well, and there you go. I see KP's got a new one in the books on the 29th of January over at Northwest Lanes, a trio tournament. Be on the lookout for that to kick off next season.
Oh, why did he get that hit? by
Getting that look.
Jay?
There is our Natty Light 6-pack alert.
Crack one open, folks.
Crack one open. Great shot by Brian. He needed that.
Boy, it's like I watched Brian James bowl all day long.
Yeah, it's smooth, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
Ooh.
Wow, that's 3 frames in a row on that lane.
Greg stepping up here on lane 5 on a double.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Get a quick
He's
look at that
beating
score.
Brian Scratch right now, though.
He is.
31, I believe. 31-6.
Yes.
Man, he throws it really good, too.
Facebook user says Brian was my pick, but I'm not sure who that was because it just says Facebook user.
I will say I paired with Jay earlier today, and he has had a great look all day, and he would absolutely be my pick today.
Well, that's kind of easy to say when he's in the top 4.
True. 100% true. But I paired with him today, and his look never went away.
I'm just razzing you, Jonathan. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Greg crossing over. The old Jersey squasher there.
190.
Go 200.
If he throws this one, he's a winner.
Yes.
He's locked him out. If not, Brian James will have a chance to step up in the 10th and go around him with it. So this is.
If I know Brian, this man needs to throw this shot.
Well, that ball just started reading right now, didn't
it? Yeah. Just kind of wonder if he knew it and maybe squeezed it a little bit.
All right, so Brian's got a chance. It's 31-pin difference in the game, or in the handicap.
And he chopped it.
189. Doesn't matter. Brian needs a first two.
Yeah, so that gives him 220, I believe.
Yep.
Right, Greg? 220.
Brian needs a first two and 6. Nope.
Oh,
No.
Couldn't get the ball to stay back.
not good.
Not what he was looking for there, folks. But another great run by Brian. And look at JP4 just blowing pins out.
Tomahawking the 9.
I'm going to step away for a quick second. Jonathan, if there's anything you want to add, just talk about the KP Tour and what it's meant to you and what you've learned from it and whatnot. The mic is yours until we get to the finals, and we'll get Rick McCormick in here.
All righty.
All right?
Tell you what, the KP Tour has been an absolute pleasure to bowl. I only got out to this is my third event. I only got out to bowl it. I managed to come away with the 2 events I did bowl. I managed to come away with a high qualifier for one of them, and I won the second one. But this event right here has been an absolute pleasure to watch. Wasn't quite my didn't quite line up to be able to score well enough today. Really thought Brian James, this was his chance to win something. Unfortunately, he came across and ran into somebody that couldn't get past. I like to see my good buddy Jay Pickett in the finals.
It is nice to see Jay making it through the field. He does bowl a lot here at Madison, so it's probably considered his home house, I would believe. One of his home houses. He has several.
Yeah,
Bowls all over the tri-state.
But
So what do you got coming up, Jonathan? I'm just going to move some cameras around.
well, I know we got the KP tournament in January coming up. I'm supposed to be able to bowl the finals, but I don't know as if I'm going to be able to make it this time. It's been an absolute pleasure and an absolute great bowling by myself to be able to make the top 5. Truly wished I would have been able to bowl more.
Well, work schedules and life kind of gets in the way at times, so you can't always bowl all of the events.
Oh, that's what happens. You know, I'm getting ready to get married here in the next August.
What?
Been trying to save some money and planned for a wedding.
What?
Yeah, me and Riley Nice Wonder, we're getting married, and it's best thing in my entire life. I couldn't ask for anything more.
Well, we won't get you in trouble.
10 back right there on lane 7. What's his name?
This is Greg Belden.
Oh, what a tough 4-pin relief by Greg. That was not a bad shot at all. Maybe a hair high. It definitely looked like he liked that shot a lot. Alrighty, well, I'm going to go ahead and turn the headphones over to Rick McCormick.
Oh, please don't. Please. Jonathan, thanks for sitting in. We greatly appreciate it. And good luck in all of your upcoming events.
How we doing, everybody?
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Richard McCormick.
Hashtag 84, baby.
Hashtag 84.
Come on now.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Good.
We got JP4 and
Greg Belden.
Greg Belden.
Yeah. So what'd you see out there today?
I was talking to Brady about this. Like, I felt like it was very easy to get to the pocket. It was just a matter of getting your ball go through the pins. First game, I think I struck twice. Second game, I just couldn't get a double. and then I shot 220. And then the last game, I just a little bit too cliffed. Couple balls kind of skated through the fronts too much, but I thought they were pretty fair. I actually thought, I was talking to Collier and everybody, Jackson and Jalen, I actually thought the scores are going to be a little bit higher, but at least for qualifying.
Right. Great shot by JP4.
Yeah, when we
He's gonna be
started,
tough to beat.
when we started, I thought they were pretty easy, but yeah,
Well-
Pickett's going to be hard to beat just because he doesn't have to move left, and if the ball skates too much or hooks too early, that kind of thing, he can just kind of go more direct.
His game is very compact,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
simple,
Absolutely.
down the boards. But we kind of talked about this a little earlier. Carry can be kind of difficult here
Oh,
at
yeah,
Madison.
for sure.
It's known for that. You can get to the pocket. It's just a matter of knocking all 10 pins over.
Yeah, I was talking to Jalen about that. I crossed next to Jalen, and I was like, every messenger that I saw that tried to go across to hit the 10 pin, at least for right-handers, never connected. And like every light hit kind of like swish your 10 or whatever. So it was hard to get your ball go through the pins, but I think that's kind of what maybe would have brought the scores down. But I didn't think they were too hard. I just couldn't string them.
And it happens.
Oh, yeah.
I walk away, go to the bathroom. Jackson's here. I come back, and Richard's here.
Oh, well.
No, Jonathan was here.
Jonathan was here. I'm
Jonathan's
sorry.
here.
Jackson was
Yeah.
here earlier.
Bengals are wearing my favorite uniforms when they wear them.
Oh, yeah. Orange and black.
Yeah, Rick just kind of drove his way on into the seat.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Can we just go one day without picking on me? Come on.
I
No.
gave up on that a long time
No.
ago, Rick.
God dang, man.
Rick, if I'm not doing it, somebody else is. Wouldn't you rather be me
Well, I
here?
know, but not in front of everybody on YouTube or wherever this is at.
Well, it wasn't in front of everybody.
This could be seen by millions, and
This
you're
is
making
all
fun
over
of
the
us.
We are seen by millions
And
around
it's
the
saved
world.
it's saved on YouTube after we're done. It
Oh,
automatically uploads to YouTube,
Good.
so anybody can go back and see it anytime.
Good.
it's
How does it
forever.
make you feel, Scott?
I feel great.
I bet you do. I bet you do, buddy.
Oh,
Danny's not even here.
he doesn't have to be.
My favorites in the booth.
Yeah, us three is his three favorites in the booth.
Yeah, we're like the three amigos.
Oh,
we get
boy.
Kyle in here, maybe a little Brad Bridges.
Yeah, we're gonna have to maybe make that happen for
Oh,
the doubles
yeah.
tournament. Couple
Oh,
weeks.
yeah.
I think it
Oh, yeah.
will.
Well, me and Kyle won't be there because we'll be going to the finals. You know what I'm saying?
That's all right. We got wireless.
we got wireless mics.
Oh yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Oh, cannot get the seven to
talking
count.
about bad care.
Yep.
It's hard to get your ball go through the pins here sometimes.
I don't think he threw that one as well as previous shot. Looked like it
Yeah.
might have been in a little bit.
Yeah.
Jeremy Thomas. Yes, this is the finals.
Yep. Final two. Let's take a look at the seedings real quick. So
again-
JP4 was the 8 seed, and Greg.
Well, you're only looking through 3 games.
That's 2-3 games. We
Oh,
didn't get.
I'm sorry.
We didn't get them all.
Oh, we didn't get the. Oh, okay.
We
I'm
never
sorry.
got game
She can
4.
turn around and look at the board though.
Oh, we'll take a look at that. Can I look? So we got JP4 was the 3 seed, and Greg was the 5 seed. So these guys both good all day. I crossed next to JP all of qualifying. He both pretty good.
He always bowls good.
Mm-hmm.
He's just good.
Yeah, like Scott was saying, he's very compact,
Uh-oh.
very straight.
Oh.
So, ooh.
A little fast
had
on
the-
his feet, maybe.
Perfect vantage point on that one, and it was.
And
that
I
was
believe
headed
doesn't
for danger from the start. Touchdown.
touchdown Bengals. Hey, can you get the camera on me real quick? Get the camera on me. Come on, baby. Come on.
Actually, you should face that way. And do
Oh,
that.
sorry.
That's-
Yeah, it's all good. It's all
You could sing the Bengal fight song now.
Hold on. Hold on.
Here goes
doesn't-
Bengals growling.
Doesn't Greg get pins?
He does 31.
31.
Oh, that
I
was
thought I
a
heard something like that.
quarterback sneak.
Oh, and then Burrow tried to crawl like a little tiger there, Scott. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
He drove that ball right up the middle.
Oh boy.
Well, this is no gimme. I mean, it's
Get the camera off, please. That was horrible to look at, says Mr. Potts.
Man.
Oh, he's got a lot of room to talk because he mugged one of the cameras earlier today.
Right. He's just hating.
Nice cover.
That's how you do it.
So, how many did you say he gets? 31?
31.
So he's up by a little under 30 pins.
Yep. I mean, he beat Brian Scratch over there last game by a stick. And
yeah, Brian could have had a chance.
He keeps the ball in play. He's been making his spares.
So, Rick, it says here that you are one of the players in the top 5 in the points in the KP Tour.
Heck yeah. Who was the player of the year? Was that Jackson?
Last year.
Last year was Jackson.
Last year.
The player of the year votes start tomorrow.
It's probably going to be Jeremy, I would imagine.
Well, there is a fan vote out there, Rick, and I do have a vote.
Are you picking me?
Well, it depends.
He's not picking me.
It depends.
He's not picking me. Don't get my hopes up.
I've got more than one email address, too, so I could probably vote.
How many email addresses you got?
How many do I need?
About 47.
I thought it might have been 84.
Well, if you have 84 email addresses, we got to talk because that's a problem. But yeah, that's a pretty studded top 5 right there. No, Jalen's in the mix.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think it's me coming into today. I think it was Jeremy, Jalen, myself, Jackson, and Brady. Yeah. I think J-Dub was like 6th or 7th.
He was right there.
So.
Danny Potts caught that 84, by the way.
Jesus Lord. Danny, can you stop commenting on this thing, please?
No, please keep
Please continue.
No.
Please continue.
You just opened a bag of worms.
How many worms are in that bag?
84.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Wait, are they gummy worms?
Let me
or
just serve
God, I
that
hope
one.
so. Gummy worms are good.
Serve that one right up to you.
beach ball in the air. So what events do you have coming up, Mr. Richard?
So me and Saccone were talking about, we may be bowling something in Cynthiana next week. Something that Cummins and them bowled. Not too sure. There's really not much going on next week. I'm not bowling the holiday doubles, which kind of sucks, but never got asked and didn't get in my entry. I know Jalen and I think Joel, they're going to be the ones going from around here. And then the week after that, we got the Baker doubles at Fairfield.
That's going to be a fun one.
Yep. And then
80 teams this year.
kind of Jesus. And
No,
then
he's not bowling. He's not signed up yet.
There's still room for him to get in, though.
and then the week after the Baker doubles, it's kind of just hanging out with the family and friends and stuff like that for the holidays and stuff.
The week
So,
after the Baker doubles is Christmas Day, so
Yep.
I would imagine there's not a whole lot of bowling going on
No.
anywhere that
Are you
day.
having a sweeper that weekend or no?
I'm not.
No, I didn't think so. Because you're having a sweeper at Gilmore next week?
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday?
6 o'clock.
When's the next sweeper after that? Have you decided?
I've got on my, I don't know what Bowlify calls it, my fan page,
Excuse me.
but on my Bowler HQ page right now, I've got everything scheduled from next Sunday through March,
Oh, okay.
all the way through March.
Cool.
And we will probably add some events in there, but it's got literally everything we've got scheduled. And there's we're going to be all over the place. We got a couple scheduled for Louisville. We got a couple in one at Polking South again.
Nice.
Chillicothe?
No, Hillsboro.
Hillsboro. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, it's still east.
Yeah. That's a good thing about Cincy is it's kind of like for the regional side, it's a lot of the regionals are 2.5, 3 hours away, but like local stuff, you're within 2 hours of everything. You're within 2 hours of Louisville and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of nice because we can bowl. I almost bowled something yesterday. Me and Jalen were talking about it, bowling like a single sweeper yesterday in Louisville that Jeremy Thomas was running. Just something to bowl. But yeah, that's kind of the perks bowling something local is if you're willing to travel, there's always something to bowl. Always something to bowl.
Yeah, there's generally something here in our backyard. And,
Yep.
And now that we've taken our show on the road.
Yeah.
So we, we're trying to get to some of the folks that used to make the trips to us every week.
Right, absolutely.
And Louisville used to get some of those guys, and Dayton was a big hit for us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dayton
All the
and
Dayton
Middletown and Columbus. So we're trying to get a little closer to them. And after March, you're going to see that expand even bigger.
Cool.
And there's still going to be a lot more here in the city, too, because there's a lot of houses right now on Sunday nights that are busy. Northwest is one. I tried to book one at Northwest, and there just isn't room right now.
Yeah, we've been busy with leagues and all that kind of stuff.
But once those leagues finish up and we're into the summertime, we're going to hit places like Cherry Grove and Northwest. And
have you thought about doing that hump day sweeper thing that you guys did at Court? Have you thought about where that's going to be at, possibly?
I haven't yet.
I know it's probably 5-6 months away, but
may not be the hump day sweeper. It may be the Thursday summer sweeper. I'm not sure yet.
Something that like the hump day sweeper that we were able to bowl.
Yeah,
because that was fun. It was stressful, but that was also because it was at Corin. So Corin was very high scoring, but we still bowled it.
Oh, look at that!
So he can strike out for
216.
216, 31. That's 247. Pickett can strike out for 243.
So are you saying if he throws this one, he locks him out?
Yep. Yeah, that's the perks of hanging out with my dad when he bowled. So I always know how to keep score. I can tell you from the second frame on what somebody can shoot.
Well, that was how we did it. We used to keep it on paper, and that was a good shot.
Yep. Oh, man. That was a very unfortunate hit.
Wow.
It's a little light.
Kind of different.
Yeah.
Well, he threw it really good off his hand.
It did, but it just never really picked up, and just very light in the pocket.
So, yeah, Pickett strike out for 43. So he at least needs a double.
Made it.
Oh, that was close.
Body had it.
So he pretty much just needs a double and a couple pins.
So that gives Greg 236.
236,
handicap.
Yeah. So Pickett needs a double and 8. No. 4? 5? No. 4.
53, 83,
Math's hard on
13,
Sunday.
43. Yeah, math's hard every day.
I'm ready to watch football.
It's on right there.
Yeah.
It's like both teams are just taking turns going up and down the field right now.
That's what I expected. I expected it to be a pretty good scoring game.
It's close. Oh, cannot get the 10 to go.
No.
That was a good shot. He wanted it.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Belden is going to be this year's champion.
Yep. Congratulations, Greg.
Greg's one of those faces that we haven't really seen around here a lot.
Quite a few of them we saw this morning.
Hold on one second. We may have a guest speaker in here, Mr. Jalen Mosley, for a couple minutes. Jalen, you want in? Okay, Jalen's in. He's good. All right. I'll say plenty of good things about you.
Well, that is going to conclude the tournament competition.
Yep.
Final match, Greg Belden, 205 plus 31, 236. JP4, 221. As we said, Greg Belden is the 2022 KPT Hammer Handicap Open champion.
Yep. Congratulations, Mr. Greg.
Nice little $750, I believe, for his efforts for
I think
first
so,
place.
yeah.
Not so bad.
500 for second.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Hamer tournament.
Hammer. But yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I think me and Mr. Jalen Moser, we're going to go to Caller Pavy's house. We're going to go watch a football game for a little bit. So
that doesn't sound like any fun.
Oh, no. It's never a dull moment with those guys. So,
I figure by the time we get packed up and I get home, it'll be halftime. And
yeah, watch the last half. Absolutely.
Hopefully it stays within distance and enjoy the second half of the football game.
Absolutely.
Rick, I thank you for sitting in.
Absolutely.
As always.
Everybody rooting on those Bengals today. Oh, we stopped Mahomes. Come on.
Sure did.
But,
Batted down a pass.
Congratulations to Greg. Nice bowling. Also nice bowling to Baby Jay Pickett. He bowled very well all day as well.
Actually, he's even wearing the Bengal kick.
He's a good it was a good amount of entries today too. Very good amount of
Yes,
entries.
it was a great turnout. 64 bowlers.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's early Sunday morning when it was 18 degrees outside.
Right, it was cold.
Holy cow, when I walked outside, it was cold.
A little chilly.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get out of here. Get some food with
Wave bye to
Jalen.
your fans.
All two of them.
Hey, man, you guys are my fans, right?
We are.
Yeah. See, we got 2.
We're
I know
not-
Jalen's
we're not
my
your only
That's
fans.
3. Listen, listen. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here before I get in trouble.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Yep. We're
All
gonna
right,
go get some
everybody.
food and watch the game.
Yep.
So, thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the
absolutely.
rest of your Sunday. We'll see you
ya.
next week.
Yep. See ya.
Gilmore Lanes.
6 o'clock. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.